Hello, alright there. What would that be? Took from Lidl. 350 gram chocolate gatto. They had Black Forest and another one for £1. 75 pence. I thought I'd give it a crack. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a cheesecake. It's a sponge layered with chocolate flavoured sauce, mousse, and milk white chocolate shavings. There's the old ingredients. The old nitrogen. I haven't had this before. I did have the chocolate millionaire about 3 Christmas Eves ago. 3 Christmas Eves, alright. I knew all about that the next day. It absolutely ruined my Christmas, that chocolate millionaire from in there. A few years back that. Well, now, let's grate it off. I'm going to let this defrost for a few hours. I'm not going to rush in. Just let it defrost if we can get in there. That foil there, it doesn't look too bad now, does it? Not much weight to it, doesn't feel very heavy. Let's smell. It smells a bit chocolatey. Salivation there. Yeah, nice bit of depth. Must be 2.5 inch there. Let's get that tape measure out. Might as well. Ratchet. Get that tape measure there. Where is it? It's there. Tape measure. I think that's 2.5 inch. That. Oh, what is that? It's 2 inch actually. I can't measure now. 2 inch in depth. Right. Just short, well, 15.5 centimetres, or you can call it 6 inches. That's 6 inch. 6 inch, you can see it there. Quite big, isn't it? I'm not going to. I'll take it apart later. Yeah, alright. It's been long enough. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. No more waiting around here. Let's get stuck in there. Stuck in there. Let's get it down there. Let's have a look at this. £1.75 from Lidl. It's not a cheesecake. It's a sponge. Let's try and look at that. You see it there? You see that there? She's zooming in okay. Let's have a taste. Really get it over your taste buds so you can taste better. Let's try a bit of that sponge. It's soft, that sponge there. Let's have a taste here. I'm really trying to get some flavour out of that, but this is going to sound nuts. I'm going to have to take some more just to be. Let's get right down to the base of this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get it on a plate in a minute so you can have a really good look. There's a black hole down there, isn't it? Black hole, alright. So I'm going to have a look at this because it can't be right. Can't be right what I'm getting here. A bit more, it's defrosted, alright. Really get them taste buds going. That's why you chomp around there. Get that flavour going. I'm going to get the plate out here and get some out. Let's have a closer inspection now. Can I get it out in one go, do you think? If I tip it upside down. Not to worry, it don't matter about that. Let's just try and get it out. There we go. Oh, I've got it up. I've got a bit of it there. Look at that there. See that there? I'm getting in camera. Looking with my eyes, not camera there. You see it there? There's a bit of chocolate there. Look, you see? It's too dark in here. Get a bit more out. Get a bit more out. Not expensive. It's defrosted alright. You can have a good look now. That sponge is soft. There's chocolate, syrupy stuff there, and cream. Let's get them both in camera so you can see. Let's move that round there. See how soft it is. It's very, very light. That so-called mousse. I'd rather have a thicker mousse than that. It's alright, isn't it? I'm going to get a right big piece here. We're not going to mess about. Waited 2 hours for this to defrost. You see that soft sponge there? Try a bit more. Oh. I'm really getting them taste buds lathered there, but there's not a lot of flavour coming out of it. The mousse, this mousse is really airy and light. You like to put as much air in as they can to fill it out, so there's no cream or mousse there. Yeah, the flavour from that mousse is that weak. I'm not getting out hardly, but there's a weird taste coming from it right at the back end, and it's the only taste I'm getting. And it can't be what I'm tasting. It's impossible. It's like it's water with a bit of flavour added to it. That's not nuts. That's what I'm getting. Water mousse made out of water, full aired up to air can be. Like it's really whipped out this really 1 out of 10 flavour from out of it. That's a weird watery flavour I'm getting out of that mousse. 175. Let's try a bit more of this sponge. I'm going to really chomp down on it. Really chomp down on that to try and get some sort of flavour out of it. I want to take a bit more of that sponge on because there's some of there. A bit of that chocolate syrup and all. Let's try it here. Right, it's very, 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 very weak on flavour. I want to take that chocolate syrupy stuff on now. It's very, very, well, I've said it, Anna. I'm flinging it all over me taste buds, but I'm getting nothing. This is strange. Let me have a good look here. Let me have a look with my eyes. Get right in there. It's strange indeed. Very strange, this. Every time I get air over in there, I am trying every... Oh, hang on. I got a bit of flavour there. That's why you got to keep moving it about over your taste buds there. I'm going to do here. I'm going to go all in for this sponge and a bit of syrup before it falls out forward. Right. Right, I've thrown everything at that. Get some Daryl pop there. Pineapple and orange Daryl pop. No problem tasting that. I'm going to try a bit more because it's strange. It's weird. There's no doubt about this. I don't know what it is. Chocolate Gâteau, 175. It's very light on flavour. The sponge has a little bit of chewiness to it. Right at the end, as it finally leaves and you've tried to get some flavour out of it, there's a little bit, about 1 out of 10 coming up there. Tastes like your chocolate concrete. You know what I used to get from Coupons? That chocolate concrete. Chocolate concrete. Love that stuff. Rock hard and chewy at the same time. That is extortionately priced now, still like that over there. 1 out of 10, I'm just getting a touch of that on the sponge. The mousse is so light and airy. The flavour, let's try some more. If I don't throw that around me too, if I don't throw that around my taste buds, I'm not going to get nothing. It is extremely bland, this batch here. It's extremely bland. 1 out of 10 all over on flavour. 1. And you really have to fight for that. Yeah. Make sure it's not that syrup. There's a bit of syrup there. There's a lot of syrup there. You see all that syrup there? Even that's weak. The most flavour, which is a 1 out of 10, is coming from that sponge, which has got that little touch of chocolate concrete flavour. You know how good that chocolate concrete is. We'll take that flavour, knock it down 1 out of 10. Yeah. That is weird. I've never had anything as bland as that. It's really bland. 1 out of 10 on the sponge, on the syrup, on the mousse. It's a 1 out of 10 on flavour. Hang on, let's try a bit of these chocolate flakes here. A little bit of white chocolate there. I'm going to try that. You can taste that alright. That tastes like a really sweet, sugary, cheap white chocolate. I've no problem whatsoever picking that up. But that's for the rest of it. It's a 1 out of 10 on flavour. Those white flakes of chocolate there have got more flavour than the entire cake. And that's just sugar. Really cheap white chocolate there. Well, seeing as I've put it on plate, I'm not going to throw it out because texture-wise, there's a little bit of chewiness to that. Soft, moist, which is a good thing. Sponge, because I've had sponges in these before where the sponge has been dry as bone dry. Well, that's moist, so that's alright. The mousse texture's alright, but it's very, very, very light and airy. Let's have a look. That's nuts. It's literally 1 out of 10 on flavour from across the board. And yet, you're getting all that sweet, cheap, white chocolate flavour out of this. This is about yeah, that little bits of white chocolate on flavour from compared to the entire cake is about a good 4.5 out of 10. You can taste that cheap crap chocolate, white chocolate. But the gâteau has got 1 out of 10 on flavour. I've never had a cake gâteau roll like that. There's literally got no flavour in it. There's no flavour in this chocolate gâteau. Well, I'll put that over there. There's no flavour in that. None. What I'm going to do is try a bit more. Really get into that chocolate syrupy stuff there and a bit of sponge. Well, that's it. I'm putting my fork away now. That's that orange and pineapple. Oh, it's lovely that. Lovely amount of pineapple in there. With that orange, perfect combination there. But as for this here, I'm telling you, apart from extras they're throwing out, if you didn't notice, it's bland as bland can be. 1 out of 10 on flavour. 3 out of 10 on, 4 out of 10 on flavour for your little flakes of white, cheap, very sweet chocolate. Texture wise, it's alright. Probably just can't be a bad batch, can it? Surely I put it in there Marks out of 10, 175. I'm going to give that a 1 out of 10. Texture's okay, but there's no flavour there. No, can't keep reiterating what I've just said there. You hear what I said there? It's up to thee, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to eat it, because texture's alright. Right, cheerio.